Hi, Dave Parrish here at Knack Builders. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. Most of my videos are on Knack functionality, but every once in a while I display a tool that I use that helps me in my practice or just that I think is cool. So today what I'm going to do is show you how I use Trello for my project management of all the different apps I have going. Might have more interest for other builders, or if you're a builder and you have lots of projects going, doing a little overview of how I use Trello. I'll be right back. Okay, Dave Parrish here. I'm back and I'm going to overview how I use Trello. If you don't know what Trello is, let me call up a browser. It's a very simple project management software that uses the Kanban method, if you know what that is. But I'll get into it. I use the free version. In fact, I was using the paid version. I don't need to use it. I'm going to throw out, they're based on boards. So let me call up mine. Nothing's really sensitive on here. It does these in these vertical workflow steps where each are grouped. And I'll just go through what I have. This one's called periodic support. These are projects I've done that I likely need to do more on. They'll call me for this or that. Not all projects are like that. I have my quotes. I have projects coming up. I call on deck. And by the way, this is my workflow. And I've tried to create a workflow that's common to all projects. Builders may recognize this. It's not sophisticated, and I am not sophisticated with project management. You can do all kinds of stuff with more robust platforms. This one's simple. It puts everything I have in one place. It just allows me to access stuff easily and see where I am. I have jobs coming up. I've arranged it, kicked off. And here's how my project workflow goes. Approving how the workflow of the project works. What are the processes that I'm doing for my client? I usually build out very basic stuff and said, is this how you want it to operate in terms of the flow? Once we approve that, then I'm half done, I'm 2/3 done, I'm almost done. This just gives me an idea of where I am and what's coming up. And then for each job, here's a small training job I got. I'm just going to spend a few hours with them teaching them how to do some stuff. I get a lot of these. I put a value. In this case, it's only a few $100. My projects usually range. For training, I'll do, a few $100. If it's a project, very infrequently will it be under 1,000. It just doesn't work. And up to 10,000 or so. Most of them are a few $1,000s. Where they're located, and I just started doing a source. Did I get it from the Builder Network, YouTube, repeat, referral? I'll track those eventually. And then for everyone also, I'm going to pull this up. I put everything I have in Google Drive. And I switched to this a few years ago, or a couple years ago. I used to have stuff all over my desktop, my projects, and I'd sort them, and what's coming up. I didn't have project management software. But now for everyone, I have a Google folder with everything that's related to the project in there. And from here, on any Google folder, you can right-click, get link. Will pop up in a minute here. Here's the link to that. I copy it. I'm going to get out of Google Drive now. And I can put it right in my my Google or my Trello card for that client. And sometimes I write a lot of notes. Sometimes I don't write any at all. But this just allows me to call up Trello, go to that client, click on the link, and now it goes straight to him. And I may have all kinds of documents in there. And instead of trying to navigate around Google, and sometimes its load time is slow, this just takes me right there. And then here's another thing I do. Once the project is done, I put it over here as done, as a record of it. And if it's a project that I think I'm going to have periodic support for, I'll copy it. Okay, and this particular project is done, and I put it back over here in periodic support. So I have a list of all these, and I contact them occasionally, and drum up some more business. I don't have stuff linked to a CRM. I could do that. It's probably next on my list. That'd probably be helpful. But this works for me. And in some projects also, let me go to another board. You can put a link in here. Some of my clients want to use Trello, or they're using it for a project. They have several people working on it. They have cards. They're assigned to people. And so we're using, let me go to another board. A client can have, here's one, things to do, but you get the point. I can link, I'm going to go back to project management. I'll just show you. Just like I linked this to Google Drive, I could link it right here to another board. So instead of cruising around and navigating through Trello, I just call up their card. I can click on the Trello board just for a specific project. It sort of drives down in detail and go right there and start working on that stuff. Again, very simple. I'm not using a lot of the functionality that could be here, but it works really well for me. It really, now I have my desktop hidden, but I'll unhide it. Why not? This is all I have on my desktop. Just a few important folders and a few files. I had stuff all over here before I switched to Google Drive and Trello, and it was a real pain to manage. I really like this simple setup, and it works for me. Thank you.